Hi, I'm Dr. Carla Gull. I'm co-author of the book Loose Parts: Learning in K-3 Classrooms. I want to share a few quick tips of different ways to just implement loose parts right away in your classrooms. And you may be doing something similar and just haven't thought of how this really brings a student choice and voice into what they're doing in a regular way. So one way that I like to do it is just by having some loose parts starts, as I call them. You might call them STEM bins or brain bins, but when we have it just open-ended where the students can do it in any way they would prefer, and it's okay to have parameters about how they're being used, but that really allows that loose parts tinkering and experimenting to happen. So one way I might do that is just to have a bin. This might be for a whole table to use, but then I also can have individual ones as well, like this smaller bin pencil box that has chenille stems in it that can be used lots of different ways, and we can combine that with other things as well. But this one has some colored craft sticks, some small squares, and some clothespins and some binder clips. These can be used in so many different ways, and I love to see what the students create and experiment and try with these. Additionally, you can do just a small container and grab and go, take it with you, like some mirrors and some small characters and sticks and blocks, just small trinkets that can be used in a variety of ways. And trust me, the students will be able to use their imagination and creativity and use these in different ways. Another way of doing things is just by having a junk jar in the classroom. So I just take a big, like old pretzel container, clean it out well, and then have all kinds of junk in it. This is where I put the scraps in small things that, oh, this may have additional life in our classroom, but I'm not sure what to do with it. Those small pieces of foam, some fabric, some corks, bottle caps, applesauce lids, all kinds of things, and clothespins and ribbons. And so this can just be pulled out a variety of times. I typically don't see these as consumables, but things that can be reused over and over again by students for different purposes. For example, we might take this out for fast finishers, have it at a station where students can use that to apply to different classroom principles, or just for free choice time when students want to create and explore and experiment with things. I like to document with taking a picture of their creations. And then a final way is just to have a grab and go loose parts kits. For example, I just use like a muslin bag or something of this sort. And in one, I might have some books about rocks. So all kinds of different rocks, and then also have some clipboards with some paper in case they want to write, some instructions if they would like to do it that way, and then just a big container of rocks. And so that can be just used in lots of different ways. So yeah, I love having these available. They can use them to write stories, to build stories and draw their stories and write their stories, like stonework play, that concept, but they can also use it to categorize and do other things as well. Another concept of that grab and go kit might be just like a math kit with measuring items. So often we put all of our tools for learning away in the cupboards and only bring them out during that section of our mathematics. But what if we brought in our number lines and our measuring things like our measuring tapes and scales and things of that sort, so that students have practical ways to try and use these in the outdoors or in our classrooms. And then they can use all the loose parts that they find around as part of that. I like to include a few books just in case they'd like to explore that some as well, but there's lots of different ways to do it. So just to recap, those loose part starts, a junk jar, and then grab and go kits. All of those can be a great way to just quickly and seamlessly implement loose parts in your classroom today. Thank you.